The International Magician Society's Best of the Best, Volume 27. And now, please welcome your instructor, Rocco.
Hello, my name is Rocco, and I'm delighted to show the IMS members my sleights and card magic. I want to show you all the moves that I use in my card manipulation act, and then later I'll combine them all together and show you my routine. When I first saw card productions was Jess Monroe when I was 19 years old. Then I saw Jeff McBride, and then Hal Myers gave me pretty much a big insight on how to do card manipulation, because if you read them from a book, it's real difficult. I'm going to make it real easy for you now. The first thing I teach is that the fan cards, you start at your pinky with the thumb, and in a circular motion, you make a round motion. Same time you do that, the fingers close. If you put the cards right in the corner, pinky on pinky, and you spread around with the thumb, and then you close your fingers, and that gives you a big, wide, bent fan. You do that with both hands, right there in the pinky, thumbs there, and just by pushing on the cards, that's a fan. Here's a way to cop half a pack off a pack to use later for production. Hold the cards like this, break with the pinky, hand comes on top, and you palm these cards off as you turn the rest of the pack over. That gives you half a pack in your right hand that you can produce in a fan. To do a round fan, here's an easy way. Hold the cards on an angle like this, with the thumb pushing pressure on the corner here, and with the right thumb, it just opens up into a fan. And then to close the fan, you take your middle finger here, and you flip it down and it closes. We'll do that slow so you can see it. Here. Okay. Here's another fan. This is the pressure fan. You take the cards like this and you make one of them shoot out one at a time. That's how you do the waterfall here, or whatever that's called. So now, same position the cards are in, and as you squeeze the cards, you press them, and they shoot out, and it gives you a pressure fan. That's a pressure fan. Now we'll move over to these cards. These are color fans. These are the cards that I use for manipulation. They're flesh tone, no borders. The way I prepare the cards, I put them in a bag, I dump a little bit of flash powder in the bag, and then I shake them up. Shake them up, get powder on all the cards, take the cards out, squeeze the powder in it, and you've got perfect fanning cards. We'll do some back palming now. The best thing to do is just to watch it, because I'm sure we got great camera work here, and you can watch it over and over again, and then what happens. You hold the card in the corner here, the pinky, as it rolls over the finger, the pinky comes in, grabs the other corner, this finger adjusts around, and as you open up, the card disappears. To vanish it, you close your fingers, they go behind, pop it up. Here's fast, here's slow from behind. And then to do front and back palm. Now, to get this from a book is real difficult. It's even hard to explain it while I'm talking, but that's why I'm relying on your own senses to see what happens. So you do it fast, and you show front and back. All right? Here's a production. You hold a deck of cards in your hand, you steal off half a pack, and you palm the cards in your hand. This is a short card. All right? Here's the production. Now, the way I practice it, and I teach the practice, you take a ball, and you put it right in the finger like this. So you've got the cards palmed, this finger goes in front, the thumb goes underneath, and lifts up one card. And then the forefinger shoots it up, and you just frame it. So you want to keep this hand open as much as possible. So the way I practice it is with a ball here, just to train the pinky to stay up. And here's what it looks like. Okay, later I'll combine all these moves into a routine. So it comes from a classic palm, lift up the pinky, forefinger goes out, and the forefinger goes underneath, and the thumb pulls out one card. As it comes up, the forefinger here pulls it up, and you frame it. And that's what it would look like. That's a production. And then from here, you have enough cards that you could even end up with a fan. Okay, we'll use that move later. Now, once you're in this position like this, you could even turn it into this. You see? And by standing up, that's what you would do, and we'll do that later. Here's another production. But before we get into the production, I'll show you how the move was taught to me by Bill Wish. We'll use the ace of spades. We'll take the ace of spades and put it right in the center of the pack like this. There's the ace of spades, right in the center. And look, it's on top. Or sometimes I use it this way. I take the ace of spades and I put it here, and I say, how far down the deck would the ace of spades be going? Like this. We point to their glass that they're drinking, and the ace of spades would be over here. This is the move. The card is held like this, and in the corner, the bottom right corner, my bottom right corner, and then the middle finger just rotates it and puts it into the tenkai palm. The tenkai palm is hand this way, and just move the thumb out. So put the card right here, right where the bone muscles here of the thumb is. You'll see the little crease there, and then just wrap your hand around it. Fingers out and parallel to the floor. That's the tenkai palm. And to produce it is this way, and to vanish it is this way. So what's happening here is you break half the pack. By putting pressure on the corner of the card, you break half the pack. As you take the card, it goes halfway in the pack, and then starts to rotate the palm, and the left thumb starts shooting out a card from the center. As you readjust, you now have this card palmed, either for production or to go into your wallet or the lap. Now let me show you how I've used that same move with 4 cards, 4 aces, 3 and 4 aces. All right, I'll sit down for this because later I'll show you standing up. 4 aces. You do the same move. As you pretend to put the 4 aces in the pack, you go in the center, kick out 1 card. They see that 1 card sitting there, they assume that that's the 4 aces. And now to produce the cards one at a time from the tenkai palm. And now to vanish the cards one at a time in the tenkai palm. And now you can bring them back your favorite method. The way this works is, here's the 4 aces. As you pretend to put them in the pack, you hold the corner of the cards, and it swivels in, and 1 card comes out. This gets repalmed like this, and then just readjust the corner. And then to produce the cards one at a time from the tenkai palm, the middle finger goes underneath and pulls out 1 card and takes it out. And when that 1 card comes out, you have the stack of 3 cards. Your thumb has to readjust and grip those cards again and produce a card. See? This is impossible to get from a book. And then to vanish them, it would be the same way. 1, 2, 3. By holding the corner like this, the middle finger just pivots it, and it lands right in the bottom of the pack. The front view, you would see this, and then to produce them, you can go in and produce them all at once. By doing that, it's like this. The forefinger and the middle finger, 1 goes on top, 1 goes on the bottom. As you come out here, the thumb goes right into the corner here, we said before, and line it up with the pinky. You fan out 4 cards. I'll do single card productions now, and this pretty much you just have to watch with your eyes. Here's the way I explain it. The cards get palmed off from a pack. Here's a deck of cards. You palm off, let's say we use about 15. Pinky break there. Hand covers the whole deck. As you turn the cards over, you palm off 15 cards. Let's get it from this angle. All right? Once you've stolen them from here, you rest to the side, and then you have to get these two fingers out, and they cover the outside of the pack. Then the two fingers in the middle have to go behind, and then as you turn over, you get them at the back palm. Let me stand up and show you the actual timing on that. Hands are empty. Steal. And back. And then to produce from back palm position, the finger opens up like a gun. Like a gun. See the gun? Your finger goes in deep, the thumb, as deep as you can, and you pull a card out. When you pull the card out, the pinky releases that card, but retaining a grip on the rest of the stack. And then it bounces off the rest of the cards and gives you that snap, that pop. Now to produce it from a fan, after you do a couple single, now to produce a fan, you go to that gun, but now the thumb goes where the pinky is. And you put the pressure there, and you just make a fan. And when you go throw it away, your finger comes up and grabs 3 cards. The pinky's loose. You re-grip those cards so they go into a back palm, and you throw down a fan. And so now you're in back palm position. You produce a card, a card, a card. Now to produce a fan, your thumb goes into where the pinky part of it is, right here. And by putting pressure on this finger and the thumb, you create the fan. And now the pinky's out of the way. That's what it looks like. Now to do the split fan, your forefinger moves up to about 3 cards. See how the pinky, you got like the devil's horns? This and this is going to go around the rest of the stack. See, they get re-palmed, and you re-fan these 3 cards, so it looks like you have a whole bunch thrown down and re-palm the cards. Here's from the front view. From back view. Single. Single, single, fan, forefinger comes up, breaks about 3 cards. All right, now we're going to put on a little music, and I can combine all those moves to look like an act. Okay? Then you pick up the cards, and then I'll explain it. Okay, we got them. All right, this is the Magic Christian rollout. When I first saw it, I thought it was a nice little flourish. 4 aces held this way. See? So this is Christian's roll down. It's a flourish that I thought was pretty cool when I saw it about 20 years ago. You're like this, the pinky held in this position. Your thumb pushes down 1 card, and then your thumb and forefinger pick up the rest of the stack and put it there. Then by squeezing, that pops up 2 cards, you see? And then the last card, just by squeezing it, it pops up so you have a little show off of 4 cards, just a little flourish. I took the 4 aces like this before. I pretended to put them in the pack, popped up in the center, popped up 1 card, and held the 4 aces like this. The 4 aces were in the Tenkai palm. Push this in, and then just produce the cards one at a time from the Tenkai palm. Middle finger goes in, retaining the cards in the position, popping them out. Okay, and then to vanish them one at a time, they go 1, here's slow motion, 2, 3, and 4. And as you go fan the deck, just drop all 4 aces on top of the deck. Okay? So now, there's the deck. I took half of it with my pinky and I broke it. As I go to take the cards, it just like rotates on the finger. Goes into the classic palm, and you hold the cards like this. When you go to fan the cards, you get right into the position that you're going to put them in, and it's just like this. They go to get fanned, this hand drops to the side, holding the rest of the stack. Here, you make a fan. As you go throw the fan away, the finger's free, forefinger goes in, takes about 3, 4, 5 cards, refans them on the ground, and you're back into the back palm position. Card, 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 fan, and then you come over and produce the other fan, and for an applause. As you go to throw this fan away, this gets re-palmed this way, and you just throw 1 card out. This gets palmed here, so when you throw away, it looks like you're throwing away both fans. You go back into the back palm, these go back into this palm. You go here, now you produce the cards into that position that we talked about before. You go 1 in back palm, 2, 3, you do that about 3 times, then you produce.
This is the hand that you haven't teach yet from here, how to produce it.
Yes, well, I did. Remember when I talked about the die, putting the die over here? You produce the cards this way.
Oh,
it's the same move now, turned this way.
So you gotta explain that though.
No, I did before.
Okay.
Okay, do you take it? Okay. So you produce card, card. Remember, this is the same move that we did over here before, but now you're in this position. Card, 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 and you produce 2 fans. Wait for your applause. When you go to throw these fans away, this goes back into your palm. These go back into the Tenkai palm, and you just throw 1 card away from here and 1 card away from here, and it looks like you threw the whole stack away. Come back up, and now you produce it again. That same move that we did over here, now is over here, and you have about 15 cards left Tenkai. So you pull it down, produce another one, and then the right hand starts to produce the cards. Same way as before, just going like this. Card, card. You do that a couple times, both hands in action. When you have about 5, 6, 7 cards left, produce a fan. And you can do it over and over again. Go throw these fans away and just keep re-palming and doing it for as many times as you want. Okay? This is the boomerang card. This, you can have somebody pick a card, return it back to the deck, show that it's not this card on top. Take that card, and it turns into their card. The boomerang card. An invisible thread that you get from a stocking. I have a lot of them myself. You see, and here's a little fun tack or clear wax. You put it to the center of the card with the thread about 2.5 feet long. You see? This you could tie to your ear to a button. I put it in my mouth. Get it to the right length. Make sure it's balanced. By giving a little flick with the finger, it starts to spin. See? By turning your body around to the right, you can catch it that way. Or as you go around, find the loop and raise it to your hand as it spins. Now let me show you 2 card throwing techniques. Here's one from a classic palm. The right thumb peels off one card and see what happens? How it shoots out. If you peel off one card and you bend your hand, one card shoots out. You can shoot it out to catch it, but if you turn your hand over this way and you peel off one card and you give a little throw with the wrist, you can shoot cards out. Okay? We'll do it again so you see the mechanics of it. The card's here. By bending, you peel off one card and it's going to spring out. If you spring this way, it's a production to catch. If you turn your hand this way, and see, now I'm not giving much of a throw right now. And if I put a little bit more arm into it, you can get them to shoot pretty good. All right? Another method to throw cards, another method of throwing cards is to hold the card between these 2 fingers this way. Now see, if I open my fingers, you see how it flies? See, now if I put my hand and those fingers into it, you get a little bit of a bigger throw. Now if you put your hand and your elbow, you get a bigger throw. And if you put your hand, your elbow, and your shoulder, I don't know if you could catch it.
Yes, enough. If you do slower, the camera sees it better. If you throw it
Right.
very fast,
So it's here,
fast.
fingers open,
It's good.
you put your whole body into it, and these cards are flying.
Beautiful.
If you want to put your whole body into it,
That's enough.
they go far, huh? We broke through the paper. All right? And be careful, this is dangerous. You hit somebody in the eye, you're in trouble. So slow motion. And if you put a lot of power behind it, that was it. All right? Here's a great concept for a card trick. Here, pick a card. Picks the card. Happens to be the Queen of Clubs. The Queen of Clubs.
I didn't see it. Short.
Queen of Clubs.
Okay, got it.
You're assuming you're doing this to a person, right? Put the Queen of Clubs in the pack, and we'll give it a simple cut. Okay? Let's give it a simple cut. I'm going to bet you this $1 that I could find your card in 3 attempts. First time, you fail. Second time, you try it again. You fail. And then the third time, you take the $1 and it turns into their card. Now come a little closer, let me show you this $1. It was developed by John Kennedy. He has a lot of great things. I think it's one of his things on his product line. It's a card. Of course, the backs don't match, but this is explanation purposes. And it looks like $1 and folds into a complete card. I was using it with the Himber wallet. So I have $1 in the Himber wallet like this. You can borrow $1 from somebody, put it in the wallet, a real $1. Can't find their card, make the switch, and then take their $1 visibly, just fold it in half. And of course, you have to force the card, whichever card is in the bill, which this one was the Queen of Clubs. Here's one of my favorite tricks that I do all the time. Card is selected, card is signed. Card signed. You take the card and you put it anywhere in the deck. You see? And you give the deck a shuffle. And I'm going to find the card. Is this the card right here? Hmm? 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 Signed card to mouth. All right? When the card is signed, work it up to the top. I had a cigarette in my mouth just for misdirection. One-handed palm. Just bend the cards in half. One card shoots up into the palm. As I put the cards in the left hand, the right hand folded the card. One fold this way, another fold this way, and then fold this way. You see? Then I did a one-handed cut for misdirection as they're watching this. Just as I go to show the first card and they're looking at that, I take the cigarette. As I put the cigarette in my mouth, the card was in the mouth. And produce card from mouth. Signed. Here's an interesting prop. 6 of clubs, 6 of hearts. Look. To matches. Here's the gimmick. It's a pack of matches glued right on the back of the card in the corner. Then the folds are made this way and this way. This way it hides behind the matches. So now open it up. You display the card this way. Thumb pulls it down. And then this as you turn it over, that automatically bends the card in to turn into a pack of matches. All right, well, thank you very much. My name is Rocco. I shared a lot of effects with you and Tony Hassini and IMS. Thank you very much, and if you ever see me around, make sure you say hi.